Yeah, it's literally. It's only,
Still waiting.
what's that?
Oh no, yeah, it's alright.
It's on, yeah? Yeah, yeah, go on.
Can you leave the torch now?
Uh,
Yeah, just in case. Yeah.
No, no thoughts.
Ready?
Yeah, ready.
Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
First and foremost, want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. And blessings to the hopeful and sincere elect. Out here once again, another week, another day, week closer to the year of our Lord, Yawam Hadawanya. You know, the year of our Lord's recompense, the day of the Lord. Abu Ratazar 2026 could be the year, man. You see what's going on, man. More prophecy popping off the page, you know, and things are heating up, man. Things are heating up on a major level now. Everyone's talking about AI becoming a god, man. AI Messiah and all of that. You see this whole situation with the Davos meeting with the WEF. I call it the WEFI, the Wi-Fi. You know, uh, 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 what's the acronym again? It's WEF. World Economic Forum of Illuminated Ones. That's what I call them, the Wi-Fi, because that's who turns up.
Yeah.
You had your guy, the owner of BlackRock,
Yeah.
got caught slipping there and all that.
Yeah.
Tried to dip.
Yeah.
He got caught by some protesters
Yeah.
trying to question him, man. He tried to slip in like he was a regular guy. That's how these Edomites try to act. You know, they try to act like they're normal civilians, like normal 9 to 5, suit and tie. I told you, them guys with the suit and ties are the biggest fucking warmongers on the earth, man. And you notice that when you go to them Davos meetings or the GN meetings, whatever, GM summits or whatever, it's always them suit and tie motherfuckers that are the top guys of the earth that own all these black rock, all these different war companies, military complex, industrial, whatever complex companies, and they're fucking worth a lot of money, man. They're big cheese basically. They're worth a lot of big cheddar, you know, in the world of economics and all that, finance and finance and all of that. And they own a lot of fucking stock in all these multi-million-dollar companies, man. And they make their money off, you know, warmongering, as you said. They're a bunch of warmongers. Their business is about advocating for different wars, selling weaponries to both sides, man. That's why that guy at BlackRock was there, because he wants to know what's the next phase, and they already know what the next phase is, but they have to show face, isn't it? You know, because the main speaker at the Davos meeting, he was saying, yeah, AI is just going to take over, man. No more, you don't need to read text no more. AI is going to take over religion. It's going to take over the Lord system. You know, it's going to take over everything, man. You don't need to read text no more. Because he's saying man was the one that, you know, man could, man went perfect basically, and they're the ones that put all these scripts together.
Yeah.
But AI is more, you know, basically more efficient. But you can't trust AI. AI ain't 100% efficient and accurate, because AI goes off as well. And that's all programming. That's all programmable anyway, man. But when you go on ChatGPT, ChatGPT doesn't always come out accurately, man. Sometimes it gives you misinformation on purpose as well, to throw people off the scent that, you know, you're getting to the truth. Because, you know, this truth is out there, man, about the Hebrew Israelite thing, and ChatGPT for the most part agrees with everything GMS preaches and teaches in regards to the prophecies. ChatGPT is basically a secret disciple of GMS, man. All that's missing from that bitch is a garment, man. ChatGPT is a secret disciple of GMS, because when you go on their search engine, you type in certain topics, they actually pull out the same precepts, the same breakdowns as Great Millstone, man. And it's regarding the MOT to the B, they definitely acknowledge the mark of the beast is the chip, but you have to dig a bit deeper in that rabbit hole for them to suss it and bring it out. But when you just type, if you just type basic questions, it's not gonna tell you, yeah, the mark of the beast is the C hip. You have to, kind of play games. You have to do Jedi mind tricks with the chat GPT, and then it will reveal to you, yeah, biometrics is, the MOT to the B, basically. But we're in that time, man. These prophecies, you've been saying it, man. Jacob's trouble. They just got people kicking off right now. They just seen ICE agents arresting a little 5-year-old child so they can try and get the parents. They kidnapped a 5-year-old child, man, out of preschool, so they can arrest these puppies, pappy. They took him away to some concentration camp and hid him there so he could try and arrest his parents. But Esau's going to let rip on all you tribes, man. He's not going to be holding back. We told you Jacob's trouble was going to happen. We're living in the time of Jacob's trouble now. Now they're talking about the Fourth Amendment Act or Fourth Amendment rights, about whether the ICE agents are allowed to have, just walk into your premises without warrant. According to the Fourth Amendment rights, whether you're an immigrant or a citizen, you have legal right to refuse them for into your premises. But in the time of martial law, your so-called rights or privileges are going to be done away with, man. Posse comitatus, the Constitution is done away with, man. You ain't got no fucking rights. That's the whole point. And these damn ICE agents have got immunity.
So I got this for you. This is Matthew 24 going into the last days. But I'll start from verse 11. And many false prophets shall arise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Like in America, people are desensitized to killings. Like back in the day, like when it wasn't so common to see people just getting shot up in the streets by secret agents, like there'll be uproar for months, if not years, upon like if incidents like what's going on right now occurred. But like just last week, you had everyone going mad about a woman getting a Jezebel alphabet group woman getting shot in the head through a windscreen. Now you got a child getting kidnapped. Next week is gonna be some other shit. It's just a consistent Rolodex of just fucking.
It's called the Abkeo, man. It's the perfect scenario.
Yeah.
Like, because the next day, actually, after they shot that woman 3 times in the car, killed her dead, they shot a Venezuelan man in the leg, man. ICE agents shot a man in the leg, and then there's supposed to be some situation going on over there in LA as well, with ICE and the Jake over there in LA. They had the LA is known for the that riotous type, seditious type behavior, so they're gonna have that LA riots type spirit all over again. It's spreading. It's not just gonna be in one place in Minneapolis or Philly and all that. It's gonna spread throughout the whole 50 states. That's why he wants to push to be able to invoke the Insurrection Act, because that covers all 50 states, man. And once you cover it all, you invoke that act, the Insurrection Act 1807. Basically, no holds is barred, man. All them ICE agents, all the National Guard are just going to be rolling mad. That's why it says they're going to be as madman sparing none. They've been breaking into your houses, all that in the middle of the night, raping you, all that shit. I see one video, a woman was filming the ICE agents in their area, and then the guy turned around and said, yeah, I'm going to take a picture of your license plate. And she was like, why are you doing that? They said, because you're a domestic teen now for taking pictures. He called her a domestic terrorist for taking pictures of them in their neighborhood. So that's how Esau looks at you, man. You're the enemy combatant, man. The enemy's on the homeland. And they're going to treat you as such. They're going to treat you like foreign invaders, man. They're going to be on your ass, especially the ICE agents, man, and the National Guard. Esau's got them in the back waiting to be released, man. He said, he got 500 troops. National Guard waiting to be released in the time of sedition, Insurrection Act. It's going to get bloody out here. It's going to get gory for you tribes. 2/3. We told you, Jacob's trouble is not going to be no walk in the park. The Lord says it's not going to be like a time like never been seen before on the earth. But what is this all leading to? The integration or the mandating of the mark of the beast system, man. That C-hip. That's what it's all about, man. They want everyone to take that C-hip, man. This is all about a form of control. Like, you got this digital ID situation going on over here in the UK. They said, they revoked it and all that for now. Yeah, because it's not feasible right now because there's no chaos. Once there's chaos in the streets and they have reason to invoke it, they're gonna do it to make it mandatory. Because he said already from last year they want to make mandatory digital IDs, and then they got the brick card. They call it the brick card, and the people think, oh, brick card like it's patriotic, you know, brick. But BRIC's actually a fucking acronym. It stands for biometric registration, identifying or identification tracking technologies, man. That's what it stands for, the brick card. Basically, the MOT to the beat. That's what it is. The mark of the beast. You idiots out here, you hear brick card, you're thinking, oh, you're patriotic, it's got Brit in there. No, the Brit is a fucking acronym for biometric registration, identification, technology, or tracking. Meaning they want to track and trace every British citizen, man. Whether you're an immigrant or not. With what? That digital device, that digital orb. That's what it's all about. The New World Order is here, man. Even Trump was saying that at the Davos, man, and all that, man. The New World Order is here. Now all of a sudden he wants a peace treaty because of the Greenland situation. But why is that? Because it's all a game. You people are stupid out here. It's all a fucking game. It's all a ploy to get you people into that position where you ain't got no choice but to depend on these governments. Where your backs are gonna be against the wall, man. And if you don't accept their New World Order, you're gonna be cut off. You're gonna be ostracized from society, man. That's what it's all about, man. But in the meantime, in between time, they got all these different. It's all bread and circuses. It's all part of the game of theatre of war. They call it a theatre of war for a reason. Because some of it's an act. It's not all, you know, cut and dry. He said he wants to go after Greenland. Now he's saying he wants peace. He's not going after Greenland. Then they're saying he's going after, what was it? He's going to go after the Congo or some shit like that. He's going after this place, that place. It's all theatre of war, man. This guy is a fucking actor, man. He's the ultimate actor. He's a personality, is he not? 100%. DJ Trump. He's known for being a business personality. So he's the perfect crisis actor, man. Yeah. You people just fall for everything they fucking tell you. But the New World Order is real because he works for the wicked elite. He's been sent to do a job and he's doing his job, man. But by and large, anyway, but at the end of this whole ordeal, it's all going to come back to bite these devils in the arse because what they're doing is fulfilling prophecy on the left-hand side, which they think they're not doing. You know? Go ahead,
Daniel's 8:25, and through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. And
that's the perfect word, craft. These devils are known as the crafty, man. Craft is in his hand. They're more subtle than any beast of the field. When you go into that word subtle in Genesis, it means crafty. You know, the Lord disappointed the devices of the crafty. Let's talk about the wicked elite. They're very sneaky. They're very, like, they use gradualism. They're very sneaky buggers, man. You know, they're Decepticons.
Yeah.
They know how to, they're the ultimate deceivers. That's why we call them the devil. Not because we hate them and they want to put two horns on their head, but because it's actually a nomen omen. They are the devil. The word devil means a deceiver, slanderer. That's what they are. They're the ultimate, out of all these heathen nations, they're the ultimate slanderers and deceivers of the earth, man. They'll manipulate and fool their own people. That's in the power of their hand, as well as the power of the sword. Showing you who the Edomites are today. The red people of the earth.
It says, cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many.
By peace, he's going to destroy many. Now he's talking about peace and Davos, talking about peace and, you know, between all these nations now. All of a sudden, when let's just say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them. They missed that part of the precept, you know, because he's not about peace. Esau can never bring peace on the earth. His spirit that emanates within him is all about war, devastation, and destruction, man. The Lord made him to be an adversary, a natural-born adversary of the earth. Going back to his predecessor, his forefather Cain. Cain was cursed from the face of the earth, man. He was cursed from the garden, man. He was basically made to go against nature. Just even by the way he looked was against nature, man. He was the first albino, man. Man to lose his whole fucking melanin and look like a damn walking corpse, a vampire. That's who these devils are, man. They're walking vampires, man. They're leeching off the children of Israel, which are you tribes, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Whether you want to believe it or not, you are the biblical Israelite. I just put up a video last night. He even had this pastor, I don't know where he's at, he's somewhere in America, and he actually brought out 2nd Ezra 13 and 40, saying that Christopher Columbus, the first thing that he knew about America was, he called it Azareth. And if you watch his movie 1492 Conquest, he says it in the movie. He says he knows about Azareth, and then they asked him where's Azareth, and he says it's in Ezra, fourth Ezra and all that. So he knew about the tribe, and then he said, oh yeah, when he came on the boat, because they obviously been watching us, because he didn't just stumble across this information himself. All these pastors, these Christian pastors, they're losing followers, man. So they have to keep keep reinventing themselves, so to speak. Like they say, they're coming out with some new prophecies. But we've been saying this from the longest, that you tribes, you Northern Kingdom, you Native American, Indians, you Latino, Hispanic tribes, you're Israelites, man, from the 12 lost tribes, you know, that went over there after the Assyrian captivity to a land far and distant where no man dwelleth. That's where you went. You went to Azareth, which means another land in the Hebrew. And he said, oh, he had a Hebrew interpreter with him as well. He said, yeah, and he was making it sound like he just stumbled upon a mystery like that's never been spoken about. He got that from us, man. He got that from the Israelites. Because why? Because we are the true men of the Lord, and we know these prophecies inside and out. The Lord said we give us an unction, and we shall know all things, pursuant to the prophecy. So we know where our people are going to be located, and we know where the ancient stock of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, and we're the part of the 12 sons of the nation of Israel. And we know that our ancient tongue is Hebrew, fulfilling a prophecy. We knew that we found out that we was going to be cast off into distant lands, into captivity, mainly America, the new Egypt, on slave ships, you know, fulfilling of Deuteronomy 28 and 68. We know these things. We also know that we're going to get the names of our power, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai, his only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call JC. We're going to get those names back in this time, man, before the destruction. Don't listen to guys telling you we ain't got the name. Them guys are Decepticons, man. They've been paid off. That's what you call COINTELPRO, man. You want to say something?
No, I was just going to bring out a precept to back you, man, just on the 10 tribes.
Yeah.
Being carried forth. This is 2 Ezra 13 and 39. And whereas thou sawest he gathered another peaceable multitude unto him. These are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanassar, king of Assyria, led away captive.
Yeah, we had Hosea the king, and under Shalmaneser the fifth, he was the Assyrian king at the time, and he took us captive, man. But then we broke free from about 720 AD. So since even before 1,000 years before the Lord came on the scene, or about 700 years before the Lord came in, we was already over there in the new world. That's why even the Lord said, other sheep of this fold I have that you don't know about, because he was talking about the Israelites over there in America. The Lord actually visited America, man. You idiots that don't even know. The Lord has actually been over there in America before these damn conquistadors and Spaniard bastards came over there. He actually visited the 10 tribes. They call him Quetzalcoatl or Kukulkan, the feathered serpent, because he came in the chariot, man. And he came as a force, you know, and he came as a man, but he came in his force, and he came with the angels, and he came to tell the tribes that you're my people and I'm your savior, man. He's going to come back for us. That's what he told the 10 tribes, man. That's why they made all different signs and drawings and calendars about the feathered serpent. You know, they even put it in their movies, man. With a new Black Panther movie. The main guy, he was part of the Northern Kingdom. The main warrior, his name was Kukulkan. And he had feathers on his feet and shit, and he could fly. He was the main superhuman. First base, he was like the firstborn. That's symbolizing who? Yahweh Shai. Because they knew about Yahweh Shai, man. So the Lord already visited America before America was even called America. And even before, if you want to get even deeper, before that, when King Solomon was on the scene, which is also reincarnation of Yahweh Shai, what did King Solomon do? He had a naval team that he sent over there, the Zidonians. He sent over to the New World, which was where America, the land of Ophir, where you can find the best bullion of gold, which is where in America. That's why you had that American gold rush and all of that, because that's what America's known for, that gold bullion, man, and all other exotic resources. And they went over there and they got all the animals and woods and precious stones and all that, you know, material, and they brought it back to the land of Jerusalem to build the Lord's temple and to build his house with it. So the Lord already knew about Azareth, before it was called Azareth, you know, he sent his naval team over there, which took about a year and a half to get over there, and a year and a half to come back. And it tells you that the same Ezra, it took them about 3 years. Okay, if you go ahead.
Yeah. It says, so in the time of Salmanassar, king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so they came into another land. But he took this counsel.
Yeah, the another land was Azareth, America, what they call today. Which America just means bitter land. Go ahead.
But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
Never mankind dwelt. But you had all them exotic resources. That's why even they used to say America was the new Canaan, because it was a land plenteous. It's a land plenteous and abundance of resources. Like when you even look at the landscape of certain parts of America, it's beautiful, man. Like the Grand Canyon type landscapes and all that. That shit is so vast and beautiful, man. Like it's just, and there's countless resources, but this devil's plundered everything so much that now he has to go to other places to steal their resources, man. Because he's already basically taken all the resources out of the American soil already, man. He's already fucking eviscerated it, man. He's already, plunged the earth too much over there. Plundered the land. He doesn't let the land rest. He doesn't follow the land Sabbath. That's why he has to go around the earth stealing other people's resources, because he doesn't give his own fucking land a rest, man. He's there fracking the earth, fracking the oil. Just bare pollution and everything everywhere, man. Waste everywhere, because this devil doesn't know how to rule. He's the seed of the wicked. The Lord said he makes a perverse spirit, he calls the leaders of Egypt to earth. Egypt is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, which is talk about America. And then was it saying Isaiah 24? The land is the father and the inhabitants thereof. They have broken the everlasting covenant. That's these devils, man. That's why there's no peace on the earth. There's no peace in the land. Everyone's pissed off, man, because the wicked bear fruit. And when the righteous bear fruit, the people are going to rejoice, man. When we come back into power, the nations are going to rejoice. They're going to rejoice at the fact that this devil's not in power no more, man. That he doesn't have control over us no more. We don't have to deal with these sanctions, these fucking tariffs, and these stupid fucking boycotting threats, man. We don't have to deal with his mouth no more, that pride, man. He's going to be on the fucking bottom, man.
That's right.
Getting his ass kicked day and night for 1,000 years. And even these other nations, they're going to get a foot in his ass, man. Because everyone's tired of this damn devil. Just going around causing all this chaos, man. And then acting like he's the victim all the damn time. And then when you call them out, it's anti-Semi this, it's anti-Semi that. Fucking bet it's bullshit, man. But it's coming to that point, it's coming to that boil, man. You see it. Trump is putting his foot in his mouth, man. He's turning against his own allies. NATO counterparts are going against him. EU are going against him now. They all want a piece of America's ass because of this guy, man. Yeah. That's why you can see where it says that America's going to get annihilated by their own allies, man.
That's right.
Their own council's going to throw them down because America's just too fucking proud. They don't want to stop, man. They can't stop, so they have to be stopped.
That's right. Hey, we had a situation in Davos recently. Trump's left there now, back in the US. Yeah. But basically, he was speaking again, criticizing NATO.
Yeah, he was chatting shit against NATO again.
Yeah. And he was saying, like, when they triggered the clause in the NATO agreement to have all the NATO armies come and support them in 2001 after Afghanistan, like 9/11, Afghanistan. He said, the UK's troops were in the back.
He said they were standing on standby. They didn't really put, like they say, they didn't step foot in they didn't do no dirty work. They was just on standby, like he's taking the piss. Yeah. Then I heard he was talking shit about Harry and all that. Yeah. Prince Harry and all that. And Harry was like, I heard that Prince Harry had some words out, saying that he should apologize and all that. But he ain't gonna apologize. Because this devil, he says he's more stout than his fellows. He suffers from fucking grievous, grotesque pride. That devil Esau, especially Trump, man, he suffers, and these elites, they suffer from something called like grotesque pride, man. Like they just can't humble themselves, bro. No, even if they're catching L's, they're still proud, bro.
Still proud.
Even if they catch an L, big L that everyone can see, they're losing. They're still fucking proud and talking shit about everyone else.
100%.
This is why everyone's just gonna be like, you know what, fuck America, man. Blow these niggas up, man.
Yeah, bro.
Just blow these niggas up. We've had enough. It's getting to that boiling point. You can see it. Only a matter of time. Just wait until the mark of the beast is implemented and mandated. Those nukes are going to be flying like you've never seen before, man. Very quickly. Like Apostle Elder Tahar says, what the scriptures say, things are going to hasten, man. Meaning quick.
Yeah, man. I would apply this to Esau. This is Ezekiel 7:3. Now is the end come upon thee. I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. And my eyes shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord Jehovah.
So it's all about recompense of for all the wicked deeds that you've done, man. Because you devils think you can do no wrong, and you can't be held or reprimanded for the actions your wicked actions and the crimes that you've committed. You're going to be reprimanded because according to the Bible, you're guilty as charged. You try to say in Zechariah 11:5, you hold yourselves not guilty, but according to the Bible, you're guilty as charged, man. All the crimes you've committed and getting ready to commit, the pre-crimes, you're guilty as charged. Like you're getting ready to chip everyone. That's a pre-crime right now. Because you're getting ready to do something that's against the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, but you're fulfilling of prophecy on the left-hand side. Because that's the new talk now. Now the new main focus was the AI. AI is going to be the new God. It's going to be the law and order. It's going to be able to take over your job forces and job work. They basically just want everyone to be a serf, man. To just be so reliant on the government and your government little social credit score system that you ain't got to work no more. All you got to do is just basically be a serf in your house and make sure you just follow protocol basically. But other than that, the main jobs and all these different things, computers and robots and shit are going to take over that, man. Those different industries. They're already doing it now. We've got self-sufficient driving trucks and lorries and shit. That delivery guys would do 8-hour shifts to go and deliver something because they want to cut costs and they don't want to deal with drivers' personal problems and all these issues that they have. Sometimes not being able to find work and all that. They can just get a fucking robot to do the job that doesn't need a wage gap, doesn't need a wage slip, just need to be autonomously ready and maintained, and it can keep doing the job 24 hours around the clock. That's why you got self-driving lorries and bots and shit doing all the main work. Your Amazon factories, you got fucking robots doing the jobs now, man. You don't need people no more. You people are useless eaters.
That's right.
That's why they call you Goyim, man. You're useless eaters to them, man. They don't give a fuck about you. That's why they're going to depopulate the most of you. The rest of them, they're going to stick a chip in your ass. That's what it's all about, man. Total control. You ain't got no fucking rights. You ain't got all your rights are privileges, man. You ain't got no fucking rights. That's what they're trying to tell you. It's all a dream. It was all a mirage, man. They made you think the American dream was real. It was all a mirage. It was fake, man. Making you think you could live a nice life and get the picket fence and all that. That shit was all a mirage, man. That's a commercial. The Jetsons and all of that shit. Well, not even the Jetsons. What's that program, that black and white program they used to... Was it Hey Lucy and all them programs there? Them old school, black and whites and that. Yeah. Hey Lucy and all these different things. But they showed you back then that the robots... I remember that what was it? With Robin Williams, man. He used to play that that Martian, the alien from space. I can't even remember it, but he used to play a Martian. It was a very popular movie program back in the day. He used to come on Channel 4. Probably used to work. Very funny, man. But that's that was going into the Jetsons type shit. The future, robots, aliens taking over and all that type of shit, AI. That's what it's all been. It's always been that, man. You people are just catching up now. But this is the plan of the wicked elite from day old, man. From the 1700s. That's why they're going to be celebrating 250 years this year. From the 1700s, May 1st, not June 4th. They've been planning this new world order demise, man. And now they're at the point of accomplishing it. Their birth is going to accomplish their enterprise, newest coeptus. Now announcing the birth of their enterprise. Go ahead.
I've got this Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them.
Yep.
While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after their rain, In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few.
Yeah, what's the main situation right now? Why America went around trying to steal people's oil tanks and reserves and all that? Because people are stepping away from the dollar. And they clocked on, man, that China's got different trade deals with Iran and the BRIC nations. They're doing their own SWIFT type banking system online, digitally online. They even talk about, yeah, they do it digitally. Digital online trading, man. That's how they deal with it now. They want to leave America out because America the American dollar is dwindling in power, man. It's devaluing by a multitude of, by the hour, by the minute. And it's just totally, just turning into naught, going to naught, man.
Yeah.
And they keep printing more money, and it's just making the dollar more less meaningless, man. To the point where that's why the whole economy is going to crash very much soon, and it's going to be off the back of that American dollar. That's why these other nations are already stepping away, because they can see the crashing already. They know the forecast of what's going to happen, the so-called future of what's going to happen in the markets when the American dollar crashes. So they're stepping away from it early, and that's why it says that the keepers of the house shall tremble and all that. Them that look out of the window, it's going to be darkened because there's no future for the American dollar no more. And the only way they can basically stay in power is they got to do a great reset. That's what it's all about. They got to crash the American dollar because it's totally depleted. It's not valuable no more. They ran it into the fucking ground for the FDR, all that extra printing and shit, quantitative easing, and too much fucking thick clay, heavy debt. I had Habakkuk 2 and 6. The thick clay is just unrepairable basically. They can't pay it off. So they just have to do a great reset now to try and clear that debt. Basically the whole America, because America's not about a corporation. So when a corporation declares bankruptcy, they clear that old debt basically. They got into administration. They're declaring bankruptcy right before your eyes, man. So then you have to clear that debt, and then they have to reset. And then that reset it's still controlled by the bankers, man. The wicked elite. They don't even live in America, they live in Europe. Different parts of Europe and all that. They're hiding in their damn bunkers, waiting for this place to implode in itself, man. Because they know what's coming. It's all pre-planned, man. But it's all written off in the scriptures. So they have to do the great reset because America's on its way out anyway. So in the meantime, they're going to do that, and they're going to try and get back on their feet through these different, war provocations of war and proxy wars and doing this and that, starting more contentions and skirmishes and thinking they're going to profit off of it and then try and chip everyone. But in the midst of that, they're going to be in straits, like I told you in Job. Something's going to happen where it's just not all going to come together, and then before you know it, World War III is going to kick off. America's just going to get annihilated because everyone's going to see America bleeding, and they're like sharks, Once they taste the blood in the water, everyone comes to attack, man. America's not the only big shark in the waters, man. You got Russia there, you got China there, you got North Korea. There's other sharks too. There's other small fishes and big fishes. So they're gonna smell the blood of America bleeding. They're gonna come after that bitch, man. So this is why we're happy, because we can see it playing out. We can see it clear as day as I'm seeing this house right across the road from me. You can see clear as day that America's on its way out, man. That's how you're supposed to be. If you're a true visionary, a seer, you can see the future, right? You're supposed to be able to see the future as clear as you can see the sky is blue right now. That's how you're supposed to look at things, man. It's all seasonal. Scriptures even relate everything that's happening upon the earth to seasons. You know when the spring's going to come in and the fall and all that's going to come in. Because of the weather drops and all these different things. You see the leaves clipping and all that. You know when the weather's going to be changing according to the seasons, but you can't tell when the day of the Lord is coming. You can't see the signs. You guys are idiots, man. And for you idiots out there that's supposed to be in this truth, and all your thing is you want to be YouTube sensations like Captain Tazariak, inviting Queen's Flip to ISUPK to do another docu-series. Like you haven't done many docu-series before, invite Eden Mites, and now you're inviting this nigga, putting the garment on him, making him do the salute. Like that's edifying anyone. That's not edifying no one or preparing Ed Jake for what's coming. That's all for show. That's all gimmicks. But that's what you guys are about. ISUPK, IUIC, you guys are all about fucking gimmicks, man. You're fanatics, man. You're hungry for fame and fortune, man. It's all that theatrical and deception, all that shit is not going to lead to your salvation. You need to be telling people what the MOT to the P is. The IUIC is trying to do that, trying to backtrack at the moment because they've been caught slipping so many times. Now they're trying to say, yeah, the C hip might be in, they might put something in your right hand. They might, trying to backtrack. But as ISUPK is still teaching that, Mark and the Beast is what? They don't even agree that it's the chip. But you're out there just, doing all this gimmicky marching and, training and shit like, all this perform, all the, the mirthdoms basically, all the folly. Instead of preparing your folk for what's to come, these prophecies, Jacob's trouble, being put in concentration camps, the hour of temptation. You're not preparing them for that, man. So when Esau does the breaking news that everyone has to get a biometric device, your people are going to be like confused. They're going to be scratching their heads, but then they're going to remember Great Millstone was saying that the mark of the beast is the chip. They've been saying that from the beginning. These guys have always been changing up the doctrine. So all this time we've been under false leadership. So they're going to be scrambling, man, scratching their heads like, what the fuck's going on? The Biden is going to be too late. That's why you're supposed to get this truth while they're getting this good, man. Because the famine of the word, like we said last week, is coming, man. We ain't always going to be out here, man. What's going on over there in America? Them ICE agents, they're moving from neighborhood to neighborhood. People are screaming, saying they're here, they're here. Stay in your house and all of that. Because they're moving in on Jake, man. And they're going to be going door to door, breaking down your houses, taking you out of your houses in the middle of the night, or going to your job, kidnapping your kids like they're doing, and they're going to hold you for ransom. They're going to be putting you in them concentration camps, and you already know what's next after that. The beheadings, the torturing, making you take the C hit, all of that, man. This is no joke. These are the final curtain calls, man. This is the last admonition, the final warnings, man.
This is so back in Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. Yep. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened.
Yeah, the job workforce, that shit's totally depleted. There ain't no more jobs in America, man. Everything's been like, basically all that shit's been cast off. There ain't gonna be no more work in Egypt, man. No more work for Egypt. That's what the scripture says. And around the UK, all these different places, man, like the whole job departments and all that, people ain't getting hired like they used to. They're getting false advertisements and telling them to hire, come for this job, come for that job, and they don't even get the job at the end of the day. It's all just for pay. It's all for stats, man, just to keep the credits rolling, so to speak. Go ahead.
And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah, don't even talk about the music industry. The music industry is totally pooped, man. It's totally done. Music ain't even music no more, man. It's just pots and pans and 808s, man. It's terrible. There's no more artist development. There's no more artistry no more. The female artists are all talentless. Like, you notice like these female artists, they can't even sing no more, man. When they sing it sounds dead and drowned out. It's like there's no more Mariah Careys or Whitney Houstons or them type of vocal artists no more. They ain't got no those type of female artists coming out no more. The last one that they had was fucking probably Beyonce. And how many years was she in the scene for? Since her teenage years, man. And she's already done and finished out here. So the American music industry is totally done. That's dead. That's dead in the water, man. They said last year, it was only the first time they've never had a fucking hip-hop song in the top 100. So that means even hip-hop's not even influential no more. People don't give a shit. No one's buying music no more. People got to worry about paying bills. No time to be worrying about no fucking, who's the top album of the year and all these different award ceremonies. People ain't got time for that shit no more, man. They got lives to live. They got children to feed. Don't worry about some damn hip hop song, man. That ain't gonna save. That ain't gonna pay the bills. mirth of the land is gone. You know, all that shit's going down the drain, man. People ain't celebrating no more. People are suffering out here. People are mourning. They're in uproar. And it's going to only get worse. They're going to drink wine without a song. It's going to be bitter onto them too, especially for 2/3. We told you to repent, get right. That these days was going to come, and to repent, man. You are the children of Israel. Stop being ignorant. Come back to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai before he destroys your ass. And you niggas didn't want to listen. Now you're going to go through it, man. That's Proverbs, the first chapter. How long shall, my people love simplicity? And fools hate knowledge. You know, because you wanted to live in your mirthdom in the spirit of folly and enjoy Babylon the Great, Sin City and all that. Now you got to deal with the judgments, man. Now you got to deal with the ICE agents raping and torturing your asses, man. Esau's not going to spare you too. If Esau can grab a 5-year-old little child and treat him like he's a fucking terrorist, bro, that means he's heartless, man. He ain't got no type of remorse, man. Any type of person, human being, will have some kind of courtesy for a 5-year-old fucking, he doesn't even understand what the fuck you're talking about, man. It's a little 5-year-old kid, man. He's not even developed, man. He's a toddler. You arrested him like he's a terrorist, though. Like he's got a bomb in his backpack.
Crazy, man.
You treat him like he's like Hannibal Lecter or something, man. Little 5-year-old, bro. He just coming out of school, think, what's going on? Where's my parents, man? He's just confused, like, why are these guys covering me, man? All these big ass guns, man. What the fuck's going on? He's just there crying. He's like, you don't understand what's going on. Man's talking to him like he's a grown ass adult, though. Like, you don't understand what the fuck you're telling him.
So you have the right to remain silent.
You did a little baby of Miranda rights. That's wicked. Look, a little kid like that. You're gonna read him his Miranda rights.
Yeah.
You see how wicked this place is, bro? You think this place is gonna go on for much longer? You people are fucked, man. Yeah. You people are gonna see it. Esau's gonna start doing madness out here.
No, real shit, bro. Real shit. It's crazy, man.
Esau's the devil. When I saw that, I was like, yo, Esau is the devil. Man's all gripping the back of his jacket like to say he's gonna do it. Like he's gonna fight him or something like that. Come on, bro. He's a little fucking kid, man.
Crazy still.
Can't even let him go to his house and let him see his parents before you do what you gotta do, bro. He's grabbing him up like that outside school. He had no idea that was gonna happen to him. You see how the Lord is? The Lord said he's gonna spare not, man. Old and young. Male and female, little children and women. You women are gonna get fucked up out here, especially you black women. You wait, man. You black women, you're gonna get fucked up out here, man. I can't wait, man. Sick and tired of you black heifers, man. Fucking big Shirleys, all of you bitches, man. You need your time too. You're gonna get it too.
This is Isaiah 24:1. Behold, the Lord Yahweh maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down,
Yep.
and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as for the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him.
Judgment, man. Judgment's coming, man. You've been telling you might as well get one of your favorite precepts. I know, Ezekiel 7:5.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's all these fucked up times, bro.
And then get you another one of your favorites. Ezekiel 9:4. Same book.
Yeah, same book.
Ezekiel tells it straight, man.
Yeah, man.
Lord ain't playing. Lord is not playing, man. But this is what we're trying to escape, that judgment, man. We're trying to do, because we know the terrors of the Lord.
Yeah, man.
We persuade men. We ain't trying to get caught up in that. Imagine brothers got children as well. Obviously, brothers got to go through what they got to go through. Our brothers are the Lord cover us and our house. If we be one of those men,
Yeah, man,
you know, brothers, households will be all right. You know what I'm saying? Regarding your immediate family, they'll be taken care of, man. But imagine, just being a regular Jake out there. You don't even know what's coming around the corner. Enemy. All of a sudden, these agents just, tackle you down and grab up your family and separate you like the transatlantic slave trade, man. You'd be fucking confused.
Yeah. No, do you know what? There was one video I saw with Ice. Yeah, this wasn't a Jake though. This was a Hamite woman from Push. Bro, the bitch, they tackled the bitch and scraped her head on the ground. She had a fucking lump, and then she was on. When they released her, they had a Somali community around there. They interviewed her and they gave her a press conference. Because like I've never had, you know that funny fucking East African accent. I've never had a criminal conviction before. They took me down, arrested me like a criminal. Bro, fucked her up, bro. No apology.
One guy I see at a petrol station, they got him out of his car, they bust his window, and they wrestled him to the ground for so much twisting and turning. They rendered him unconscious, man. But then it was just treating him like a rag doll, man. Like just ragging him, throwing him into the car. And they could see that he was fucking unconscious, man. You can even hear the guy when he took his last breath. Like, and then his body just like, you know, caves in. And you can see he's like kind of lifeless. And they just treat him like, yeah, get up and all that. Like, what? Come on, the guy's like, using him like a rag doll. You can see he's unconscious, man.
Wow.
But that's how they're gonna move. Esau's gonna have a spirit of Satan on him, man. And they already hate you tribes, man. So imagine that hour when Esau's giving them the green light to say, yeah, just have your way. If they shoot us, they're gonna shoot them. That's what Trump was saying before this shit happened. If they attack us, we're gonna shoot you. It was all these little threats, man. Now they're acting on it. You know, he wasn't lying. He was just trying to tell you in a kind way that we're gonna enforce radical martial law on you, and we're gonna have our way with you, and you ain't gonna be able to cry about shit. There ain't gonna be no justice for you, man. That's what you're trying to do. That's why I say they smooth, man. Their words are smoother than oil. They'll tell you to your face, we're gonna kill you, but they'll say it in a polite manner. So you don't get all upset. You don't analyze what the fuck they're saying. It's all Jedi mind tricks, man. You gotta listen. That's why we have to listen. When you watch them Davos meetings, you gotta listen in between the lines, man. What is this devil saying, man? He's not just talking to talk. He's saying AI this, AI that. He's trying to say that AI is gonna be your god, man. They want to make themselves technocrats. When you look up that word, technocrat basically means a group of men that want technology to control many. That's basically what a technocrat is. And that's controlled by a small number of elites. And they're all about technology taking over. That's what a technocrat is, man. This is a technocracy. Merging man with machine. They've been showing you this in their movies for fucking how many decades, man? Since before Terminator, the first Terminator, they've been showing you they want to merge man with machine. Now we're here. What are you gonna do?
I got this. I got that. Man. So there's equal 7, and let me start for 3 again. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send my anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thy abominations.
So ultimately, this is the judgment of the Lord upon the wicked of our people, man. Because our people just done bare abominations in the sight of the Lord. They keep sinning and adding on to sin. They keep worshipping all these different gods, reverencing Allah, JC, all these different, you're doing bare idol worship, bare spiritual adultery, man. So the Lord's like, fuck it, man, I'm gonna reward you with all your abominations, man, and you're gonna be crying, man. But let your gods come and save you in that day. Let Allah come and save you in that day, man. Or Harry Krishna, or whoever you're praying to, man. Let them come and deliver you, man, because you obviously don't know your power, man. That's why it says my people are foolish, they're very sottish, they have not known me.
That's right. It says,
even the birds are getting upset, man. Go ahead, bro.
And my I shall not spare, neither will I have pity, but I will recompense upon thee all that, and that I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be known in the midst of thee.
Yeah, your abomination shall be known in the midst of thee. The Lord's going to recompense you, saying, look, all these gods that you've been worshipping, this is why I'm torturing you all. You running up in them damn Christian harlot houses you call churches, listening to them poverty pimps, Pastor Toby and all of that.
Yeah, man.
And this is what you're going to get. That guy, PT, is going to get slaughtered, man.
Bro, that guy...
He's going to get a special death. That's why I can see why the Lord's leaving him to linger around, because, you know, judgment is not executed speedily. He thinks he's in good case. The Lord's got a special death for guys like him. He's going to die a grotesque death, man. Something grievous.
Bro, even with, there was this like, you know, in comedy there's truth. There's this one guy called Drewski that made that skit.
Yeah, Drewski. Bro, he did one on us.
Yeah.
He did one on us, and then he did one on the actual Christian church.
It's true. And it's the Christian church, it's the truth, bro.
And who kicked off and did a reply? He was the first one to reply, and one of the main, Pastor Toby. Because he exposed him.
Yeah.
expose their true colours. That their pastors are nothing but poverty pimps. That's all they are. They're the slick oil salesmen. They sell you a dream. You know, they're good market. If you wanted a good market or someone to sell you a good product, you go to one of them type of guys, Pastor Toby. He could sell you a fucking ink pen.
Yeah, man.
Make you think it's gold bullion or something, man. That's how good of a marketer these guys are. You know?
But I knew what he was doing. He had women running his organisation, getting them simple jakes in. And then he had women running the WhatsApp groups talking about, yeah, we need 13,000 in seed money. Like,
seed money. And he calls them all pastors and all that.
Yeah, bro.
Pastor Mary, this, Pastor this guy. And they're all demons. Most of them have come out of jail.
Yeah, bro.
They're all ex-criminals and all that. And she was at one of them, Pastor Miriam. She was already in jail for fraud years before, and then she came out of jail. She joined SPAC Nation, and now she's into the whole doing the same shit all over it. Yeah. She's trying to use legal terms and all that. But it's all fraud, it's all wickedness, man. And everyone knows that SPAC Nation's not legit. You know, they're not about the Lord. Definitely not about Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Because Pastor Toby's always, you know, even cursing out the Bible sometimes. He curses out the Bible, curses out. He just speaks. He doesn't speak like how a man of the Lord is supposed to speak. Showing you that he doesn't really believe in the Bible. He doesn't follow Yahushai. He thinks he's the Lord. He curses out the so-called Jesus to Christ that they read in the scriptures. He curses him out because he thinks that you know he's him. That's what it is. They're false pastors, man. They're false prophets. But it's all right because all them false prophets, their days are all lined up too. It's not just the apostates and the sellouts and the agents. The false prophets, which is all part of that. They're gonna get their day in court too, man.
I'm sorry for the camera. Warren sent this into the chat, the video of the latest ICE murder.
Damn.
News.
America, yeah.
Yeah, in America.
Damn, look at
it, yo.
Man just weighing him. That's some gang shit, man.
Yeah, bro.
Look how they're moving on like some gang.
Camera, bro. Look at that, bro.
Yeah, shout out to the camera.
Of course, that's a Jake neighborhood as well, but that's
of course. That's how they move. They move like a gang. You want to know about fucking organized crime? That's some organized crime for your ass. Look at it. They moved on him like they're fucking some hood gang, man. With agent provocateurs on, man. That's some hood shit that they just did, man. They just stomped that nigga out. Old school style.
Old school. That, bro, that looked like a Russian. That looked like any normal gang fucking situation where you got caught lacking by your ops.
Yeah, that's it. Man just rushed him, beat him down. You know, acting like they're just doing their job. Come on, man. That's not a fucking job. That's called bullying, man. And they got immunity now, so they can do what the fuck they want. According to the American government, those ICE agents,
they can do exactly.
They got free reign to just be terror, man. Rain terror on people. So who's the real terrorist, man? Looks like the American government's the real terrorist. Because they're terrorizing their own people. Terrorizing a little 5-year-old child. That's real terror. Talking about you're a domestic terrorist because you took a picture of an ICE agent. And now they want to watch you and they want to know your location because they're probably going to come back in the middle of the night one day and they're going to break into your house and they're going to say, yeah, remember me? Before he starts ravishing you, man, in the middle of the night. That's what they're going to do. This is light work right now. They ain't even got started yet. Wait until they get that time, that time to come into your houses, which they're trying to do right now with the Fourth Amendment thing. They're saying that they should be able to just come into your house, you know, and without any warrant. They're going to start coming into your house, seeing you and your kids half naked in the yard, and having their way with you. And then if they want to arrest you or they want to beat you to death, leave you like that guy in the street, they'll do that. Just leave your body decaying in the house, stinking, smelling, you know, dead animals and all that, whatever. Shoot your dog in the face. You know, Esau is going to be so savage. You're going to see the true savages, man. Esau called us savages. He called the Native Americans and Gadites and all that, and the indigenous tribes savages when he came over to America, man. When they treated them, they treated them with nothing but open arms, and he called them fucking savages, man. When they're the fucking savages. Christopher Columbus was saying he couldn't put down his sword but for an hour because he enjoyed killing people, man. He enjoyed massacring our people. So who's the real savage, man? Who's the real terrorist? The terrorist is someone that terrorizes people. Our people are being terrorized right now by the American government, man. But they're not called terrorists.
I got this.
Fucking crazy.
Real shit, bro. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord.
Insurrection. What should come into your mind? The Insurrection Act, 1807. He's going to invoke the Insurrection Act to come down upon the children of the Lord. He really wants to come after us. But there's a discrepancy in that. There's a catch-22 when he does that. He's going to fuck up your tribes and have your way with you. But when he tries to come for the men of the Lord, that's when all bets is off, man. That's when this devil's going to get something out of a Marvel movie, man. You're going to meet the Hulk for real. Smash, man. Go ahead.
And in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
That's what he's going to be doing.
Yes.
So the majority of our people, because they didn't turn back to the Lord, they didn't want to repent, Esau's going to have his way with you. Because you ain't going to have no covering, man. You ain't going to have no covering from the Lord, man. The Lord's going to hit you. Like, the Lord's not, basically, like he told you, he's not going to hear your cries and lamentations in that time, man. The only cries and prayers the Lord's going to hear in that time is the men of the Lord, the elect. The ones that diligently seeked him and did his work, this labor of love. They're the only ones the Lord's going to be concerned with. To the point where even Michael, the archangel, is going to have to come out of his habitation, and many angels are going to come out and defend those men in any circumstances that they're going through, man. That's where you're going to see all these miraculous works. Certain men being endowed with spiritual power.
Yep.
Them that are weak, them that are feeble, shall be as David,
Yep.
that day. Them that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength and mount up with wings as eagles.
Yep.
The Lord said he's going to, them that wait upon him, them that are serving him, he's going to take care of them. Then he also said, my servants shall eat. When everyone else is starving out here, panic buying, suffering from rationings and all that, he said, my servants shall eat. You know, so that could be wiped by from manna coming from heaven, manna coming from the chariots like it did in ancient Egypt, or the Lord can just have it where animals, a raven can bring money food to a brother, with Daniel and all that, man. Or the Lord can make you manifest food from little pieces of food to make it to abundance, like Yahweh Shai did with the bread and water, bread and fish to feed 5,000. The Lord can make you multiply your food, man, through spiritual power. Turn water into wine. All these different things. That's what spiritual power can do, manipulation of elements, man.
That's right.
But it also can serve to protect you in the times of danger and trouble.
That's right.
Isaiah 59 and 19 says, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against them. That word standard means to escape. A method of way to escape danger, escape the threat. You know, that whether you be able to disappear and reappear or to have martial art type, you know, turn you into a down walking weapon and you just destroy anyone that's in your path, man. Or fly like Kal-El, like Superman and all of that. It's going to happen, man. More miracles are going to happen this time than in the time of when Yahweh Shai was on the scene.
Yep,
so
that's
more
right.
greater things than he did, you're going to do.
Yep. That's right.
So and it's mainly going to happen in Babylon the Great, because that's the place where the great exodus is going to come, man, where Yahweh Shai is going to make his bold entrance again and deliver the elect, mainly over there in America, and to Israelites that are scattered worldwide, man. But I'm speaking as a man, speculative, but because the majority of the tribes over there in Egypt, which is America, most of that miraculous works and all that is going to be taking place over there in Babylon, man. The Lord's going to be working with those men. That's when you're going to start seeing from the apostles and elders, the great millstone, then shall be known who are my chosen. Because those are the men that the Lord's going to give that power to. He ain't just going to give it to no regular Joe. He's going to give it to those men.
Yeah.
And then all these other people, all these other so-called Israelite leaders and followers, they're going to be trying to, heckle the men of the Lord, try to find out, how they can get with them and all that. if they could come visit them and shit, you know, because they're gonna see that the Lord's dealing with them, man.
Yeah. Got this for you on that.
Yeah,
Revelation.
go ahead.
Revelation 2:25. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Yep.
As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I have received of my Father.
So that's the ultimate goal. But to get to that goal, you gotta have something called faith, and you gotta endure unto the end, which a lot of guys you can plainly see in these last days are not doing. Even at the beginning of this year, just even before the New Year's came in, you had guys just, you know, giving up the spirit, man. Not giving up the spirit, but hanging up their garments and all that. You know, bugging out, started losing faith, being disenchanted, you know, turning to that apostate type spirit, giving heed to doctrines of devils, selling out, like those two magpies, Deacon Hakar and Hassad, TGI, Fridays, Ministries, whatever the fuck they call themselves now, because they want to endorse Edomites into this truth, talking about Esau can be saved. Anytime you hear about the Gentiles can be saved, they're basically saying the Esau, so-called white people can be saved. They ain't talking about the Chinese or Arabs. You ain't gonna see no fucking Arab with a turban on at the camp talking about praise Allah with Deacon Akar and Assad. They're talking about Edomites, man. Yeah. They want the white man to be saved, because the white man's paying their fucking their wages every month. They're getting that paycheck from their sugar daddy. So they want their sugar daddy to be delivered, man. So they'll do everything in their power to say that the white man could be saved, man, because without him, they'll be broke. Them that are joining hand to hand are going to die, man. They're going to die together. And they sold the Lord out, so the Lord's not going to help them in the time when all hell breaks loose. Those two magpies are going to die a very torturous and, grievous death, man. And they deservedly so. Because those two guys are demons, man. They're Decepticons, man. They're doing what they're doing. And there's many guys out there that got the same, that come in the same like-minded spirit, because all they're about is that filthy lucre. Their God is their belly, man. They don't care about Yahweh Bashem Yehoshai or the ministry. Their God is their belly, man. They mind earthly things.
Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, while they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek they the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah, and that's the majority of our people, man. But that's why they're going to get caught up. Jacob's trouble. Whether you're an apostate, an agent of Satan, you know, an agent of these damn devils, a sellout, you know, in the time of the Jacob's trouble, you're going to get caught out there too. Not just the regular Jake out here that doesn't know their arse from a hole in the wall. You're going to get the same judgment as the fucking Edomite's going to get, because you're a Decepticon, man. You even had Waka Flocka come to the camp last week. He came out to GMS Tampa, and the brothers was reasoning with him, and he was like, but I don't really believe in that Israelite stuff. But then they asked him, what's the MOT to the B? And he had to reel it out of him, because, you know, Jake argumentative, he was talking shit.
Yeah.
So, but he actually said it's the MOT to the B is the chip. He said it. He said it about 2-3 times. He said it's the chip. It's the chip. They told him, yeah, don't take it. Even though he doesn't agree with being an Israelite, because he's on that dreadlock, you know, smoking weed type spirit. He's basically like some African Rastafarian or whatever they call it, Rasta, over there in America. He's in that type of spirit. But he's an Israelite still. But even him, in his demented mind, his reprobate spirit, he even knows that the mark of the beast is the chip. So what's wrong with the IUIC? Everyone can plainly see it's the fucking chip. Like they said, even Stevie Wonder can see that shit, man. Stevie Wonder can see the mark of the beast is the chip. You had this bitch Kim Kardashian just come out the few days ago, did the sit down, and she's saying she wants to be the first celeb to get a brain C-hip.
Yeah. That bitch is fucking...
She's just a fucking industry slaw, man. She's there to be done. She's a shill. They've been shills, man. That's why we always knew that's going to happen. It's either going to be Snoop Dogg, Oprah, one of them celebs. They're going to get to push out, take this brain C hip. And they're saying she's getting it because she's dumb, she's not all that intelligent, so that's gonna make up for that basically. The C hip's gonna put ChatGPT in her forehead basically, so she can become more intelligent. That's all that's gonna do. Is gonna put that frame, that database on their head, so you don't have to go to Google no more. She just has to access it through a fucking mental ChatGPT, and so she can just lifetime, to give off the research, give off answers on in live feed. That's all that's gonna happen when you put that brain C up in your head. But then also the elites are gonna be able to control you. They're gonna be able to control your behavior patterns, your everything. They're gonna know everything about you. Control your blood vitals, all of these different things. Control you like a robot. They show you in the movies, Upgrade and all of that. What did that movie Upgrade show you? The guy was paraplegic, couldn't move his body no more. They put a damn chip in the back of his spine. What was it? Was it called STEM or some shit? They called it STEM. They put a chip in there, and it was able to control it. When he wanted to fight, because he didn't know how to fight, all of a sudden he knew how to do fucking jiu-jitsu. They show you that in the Matrix, man. They show you that everything was controlled by the mind. They put you into sleep paralysis. They put a fucking the plug in the back of your head, and then you can download information like a program and shit. If you didn't know about flying helicopters, all of a sudden you know how to fly a helicopter, like Trinity is saying, and all of that. Or if you wanted to fly a plane, or you wanted more guns, I need more guns, and then all of a sudden there's the fucking warehouse full of guns and all that. You didn't know nothing about martial arts, and Morpheus is saying, hit me. Why are you struggling? Hit me. You're faster than this.
Yeah, bro. Honestly,
that's all programmable shit, man. But they're showing you that even in Matrix, it's all about the chip. They have to plug you into the Matrix. They have to plug your mind. It's all about mind control. Government, control of your mind. Govern your mind, man. That's what they want to do with the C-hip. So this dumb bimbo wants to be, because she's the fashion industry slaw that she is. She's nothing but a corn star that got famous, and now she's a fashion guru. They want to use her to influence all these little sluts out here, man. There's all these little sluts. The first name they always pull up is, I want to be like Kim Kardashian. Like she's done anything special, man. She's just a whore. She had bare different baby dad and a bare different husbands, slaughtered herself out through a whole industry, Her mother's a damn demon witch. She's a slaw too. Her sisters follow the same trait. That whole family is just like the witches of Eastwick, basically, man. Any guy that gets with them is just downhill from there, man. They're all suffering from mental disorders or something, something crazy. And you never hear nothing about the brother, Rob Kardashian, anymore. That guy went mental, he went loopy. They done something to that nigga. Like, he just lost his mind. He went loopy. Started putting, 1 minute he's putting on mad weight, and he's losing weight, putting on, like he lost his mind, man. He lost his mental. That family's a demonic ass family, man, the Kardashians, man. But she wants to be the first model example of, advertising the C-hip in the brain. The first celebrity. So what do you think these other celebs are going to be endorsing in that time? They did it during the whole C19er. That's Snoop Dogg coming out, Nelly remixing songs, and all that. I need a C-hip, I need a COVID.
Juvenile.
Innit? Juvenile, yeah, that was the one. Juvenile. Back that ass up and all that. It was all endorsing the C19er, saying get it if you don't take it. Basically you're an enemy. It's treating you like you was a reject of society. If you didn't want to accept it or take that the poison, man. When the years when they already they're all insiders, so they already knew that fucking pathogen was in that vaccine, man. Or the vaccine, should I say. They already knew that was pure poison that was being advertised. Because they've been paid to teach so. And if they speak against it, then obviously they'll lose their celebrity status, their money. They had to endorse it. So now she's the model for the C-hip now. Then you're going to have Rihanna, all these other bitches, Beyonce. You're going to be, take the chip. Jay-Z going to come at Gay-Z, going to start doing the Hot 16. The hottest 16 ever about the C-hip. All these rappers going to come out. Even probably Ye's gonna come out and do a rap saying take the C hip and become a god and all that.
Yeah, man.
It's all program. It's all predictive programming. It's all propaganda. That's what all these celebs are there for. They're lesser luminaries, man. They're lesser magicians, man.
Yeah.
So they've been used as shields they're going to use in the time of that trouble to fulfill the will of their father, the devil. You know? But we've been telling you that this was going to happen. And why? Because they're trendsetters. So once the women see that, the girls see that, oh, it's safe. I can get a brain see and become smart. I can do this in my career. And then they're going to be lining up like in droves to get the C-hip like idiots, man. And you know the majority of our people that she's doing it to advertise it to who? Jake, man. Because they know she's a big influencer against Jake, for Jake. Just like in the rap industry, you got all the artists and that. So they're gonna come after you, tribes, man. They're coming after you. We told you this was coming. We told you, man. You can't say you was never told. You can't say you never knew. Because even if you didn't know about Great Millstone, you know one thing. When it comes to the topic of the mark of the beast, GMS are number one in that total breakdown, man. Because that's the main topic of discussion. We always talk about, out of all the topics that we discussed, we always mention the mark of the beast, man. Why? Because it's a major prophecy that's getting ready to come to pass as we speak. The scriptures, the prophecies are not tarrying no more, man. Brothers better, stay girded. Obviously, in this flesh, you get feeble. You get, you'll get a bit, what's the word? You get feeble, because we're in this flesh, man. Spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. But yeah, you got to remember what we're here for, man. Remember what we're fighting for. Remember who's fighting for us and who we're fighting for, man. And he's going to come and deliver us if we stand diligent, man. Stay on top of, stay in the fight. This is a fight at the end of the day. The Lord said, earnestly contend for the faith.
Yeah. Jude verse 4. Verse 3. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that you should earnestly contend for the faith.
Meaning you got to contend, man. Earnestly contend meaning a true defender of the gospel. Because you got a lot of Decepticons out there like that. The Deacon, the Cars and the Sards, and you got ICBK, IUICs, all these guys that have their different issues with the scriptures, man. And they're not true defenders of the gospel. They rather come together in a unity camp but not be agreeable in the scriptures. It don't make no fucking sense. How can two walk together unless they be agreed? How you gonna have a unity camp but you teach all different doctrines, man? One believes the mark of the beast is sin, another believes it's Jesus, is JC, believes it's the image of the so-called white man, another man thinks it's something else. It don't make no. How's that unity? The Lord said that we're supposed to all speak the same thing.
Exactly.
You guys are breeding confusion because no one knows what to believe. So how are we supposed to believe that you're a true prophet if you're teaching one thing and this guy's the true prophet if he's teaching something totally different? Then that means you're both fucked.
It says here that you should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of Decepticons. I keep saying it because it's the truth. A lot of deceivers, man, feigners of this word, who have ulterior motives, whether they be the spirits not dealing with them, and they come into this thing and they think they can make the merchandise of the people, make some money, or they're just, false prophets in general, sellouts that Esau hired, made to infiltrate. Like you got the new Black Panther Party that's come out, and you can see they got some light-skinned Ethan right in there. You can tell this guy's a fucking agent. Just by the way he looks, he's a fucking agent, man. He even had that movie, the Black Messiah, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
Judas the Black Messiah, going into the whole Black Panther movement, how it was infiltrated by the CIA. That shit's already infiltrated your new Black Panther Party. That shit, they're all agents, man.
All of them.
If you believe that new Black Panther Party shit is real, you're an idiot, man. You need your brains reattached, man. Even they're using AI in most of the pictures. Brother brought it out. Elder Amawan Gabar, man. He brought it out, man. You see what the main one where the bitch is holding up her hand but the hand is this way. Like the hand is this way, showing the nails, but
And
it's
then
like supposed to be a
yeah,
fist, like going up that way.
Bro,
It's AI. It's all like the hands, all the arms, all fucking mangled. It don't even look right. It's not like it's detached from the body. It's supposed to be her holding up a hand, but you can see the fucking fingernails on the wrong side of the hand.
yeah, but
Instead of seeing the palm, you're seeing the fucking hand. Who holds up their hand like that? That's AI, man. And then other things, the other one picture, I see a guy, they're walking, and then another one of them's got his hands underneath the fucking, like a bitch. He's holding the man's hand like they took a picture of a couple, and then they cropped it and turned it into something else. The guy's holding the man's hand like a girl, like, and all that. What the fuck is this? Okay, this is all part of the psyops, man. But only the stupid, the stupidos are out here that are gonna see that and think, yeah, this is real, man. New Black Panthers and all that, you know, not knowing that that's fucking AI. You gotta be circumspect, man. Ephesians 5 and 15. You can't be narrow-minded and ignorant in these trying times, man. You gotta be speculative, and analyze everything, man. Analyze everything. You're better off.
yeah, 100%.
You know, question everything, man. Don't just fall for every little thing. You gotta question everything, man. You'd be better off, man. You're saving your soul from deceitful, from the fiery arrows of the devil. That's how you do that, is by having the armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. If you got the armor of the Lord on you, you'll be able to see the fiery darts of Satan. We know we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. So we know when Esau's playing games with the AI, and we can see the psyop, or this is some order ab KO sit. This is not genuine, man. It's like it's manipulated. You can see it because we got the armor. The Lord's dealing with us. He's making us have the foresight to know these things, man. You got people that fall for anything out here.
You got to filter through the scriptures.
Yeah.
And that's the clearest lens, man.
You gotta be a pro analyst in this truth, man. Analyze everything. That's why apostles are always saying you gotta analyze this, analyze that. You gotta go into your words. You gotta be analytical, man. A true scholar is very analytical, man. Check out everything, man. Not just once, twice over. Church of Berea. You gotta check everything, man. Right, man. These people don't get it though, man. These people out here, they think this being an Israelite, just calling yourself an Israelite and wearing a fringe, borders of blue and fringes. Nah, man, you become a scholar. You know what being a scholar is all about? Meaning stoic. You gotta be stoic, man. And disciplinary and this learning, understanding. You gotta seek out everything, though. Not seek out everything, but you gotta study to show thyself approved, man. So that means you gotta truly divulge yourself and give yourself over to this truth. That's why the scriptures tell you, man, or even like apostles and all that tell you, you gotta hold it, you gotta give your all. The scriptures say you gotta give your mind, your body, and your soul to this. You can't just be dilly-dally with it. You can't be winging it, one foot in, one foot out. You're either in this thing or you're not, man. Because you gotta study, you gotta understand what's going on, man, around you. You gotta be able to perceive things, man, so you don't get caught up.
Yeah. So I got this Isaiah 33 and 6. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation.
Yeah, Go ahead, guys.
The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. So yeah, man. Like at the end of the day, the whole purpose of man put on this earth is to fear the Heavenly Father and to keep his commandments. And as long as you're doing that in sincerity, if the Lord's called upon you to be his elect, you can't go wrong, man. But people like to overcomplicate the simplicity and the truth. I remember Apostle Gabar always used to use the acronym KISS, which is keep it simple, stupid. Because a lot of J's just like to overcomplicate things, man. And then you end up in a wormhole, fuck.
Don't do too much. No, I mean, don't not do too much, but don't try and go too deep down the rabbit hole where you don't belong, man. You can't dig that. It says that seek out things that are too high for you, man. That's what it tells you in the Apocrypha. Seek out knowledge that don't seek out knowledge that's too high for you. Roughly paraphrasing, I'm saying it the wrong way. But you gotta just stick to the basics basically.
Yeah.
Get the milk. Make sure you get the milk, build that foundation, and then delve into the meat topics, man. But when you get the meat topics, deal with the understanding, man. Don't start. You gotta be emotionless as well. That's another thing. When you're trying to be a scholar, a disciplinary, like a stoic type spirit, you gotta cast off your emotions, man. Because this is not about your personal feelings, man. This truth is not about your personal feelings. Too many guys take this shit personal, man. And then that's why they start changing up the doctrine, because it doesn't sit right with them. It's not about you, man. That's your ego and your pride talking, man. It's not about you. This truth is bigger than you. This truth was around before you was even born, man. This truth ain't about you. Stop making it about yourself, man. Just put your emotions aside. Deal with what the topic is at hand. Deal with what the scriptures is actually saying. If you're a true scholar, you can't be emotional and be a scholar of the Lord. It don't make sense, man. You're gonna backtrack and fuck up the whole thing, man. You're gonna be choking on that bread. You also eat the whole roll. You're gonna be choking on it, man, because of your emotions, man.
2 Timothy 2:14. Of these things put them in remembrance, charging them before the Lord, that they strive not about words to no profit, but to the subverting of the hearers. Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightfully dividing the word of truth.
Yeah, you got to be able to rightfully divide it. And how do you know you can rightly divide? By perfectly studying, by guiding to your words. When you come across a precept or a topic you want to break down, like the mark of the beast, we keep saying it. We say that we're ad nauseam because it's a prophecy that's going to come to pass.
That's right.
Repetition is the father of skill, like Apostle the Gabar said. Can you still see us?
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
So, you have to study. You have to be able to, go to the root of situations. That's what it's about, getting to the root. So when you're learning certain topics, how do you get to the root? You got to go into languages, ancient tongues, go into certain specific words to get the root. If we didn't go into the root word in the Greek of what the word mark is, then we'd probably think the word mark everywhere in the Bible is the same word. And that's how a simpleton would think. That's how a lot of simple guys look at it. And if you're not studying in the truth and you get a guy telling you, look, the mark in Ezekiel 9 and 4 is the same mark in Revelations 13 and 16. And then Romans 16 and 17 is the same mark. Then the simpleton would just believe you.
Yeah.
Because you don't understand, you're supposed to look into the roots of words, man. You're not studied, man, to show rightfully dividing the word of truth. But if you're rightly dividing it, you understand, if you go simply into the word, for Mark in Ezekiel 9 and 4 is different from the word in Revelations 13 and 16 and 17. Total different word, man. A total different meaning. One's spiritual, which is Ezekiel 9 and 4, and one's a physical actual meaning. Actual physical device they're going to put into underneath your skin. And then you go into the root word of that, and it tells you there's a pail and steak regarding the karax. Karagma is the main root for the word mark, and then the root word of that is karax. It's talking about a pail of steak, the actual the surgical needle they're going to use to put the chip in you. So that's even going deeper down into the root. And then you go deeper than that, you find out that there's a word for grapho, which is the root word of karax, which is grapho goes into the writing, meaning the chip is going to have all your information on it. That's why we know it's a physical device. It's going to have all your medical, all your criminal history, all your illegal rights and all of that, whether you're an immigrant, all this, it's going to have all that information on you, man. Your whole life, basically, on that damn chip. Writings. That's what the word grapho goes into. That's how we know it's not talking about a spiritual device, spiritual mark. It's talking about actual physical thing. What else can you buy and sell with, man? You can't buy and sell with the spirit. You just walk into a store like, yeah, I'm going to buy this for the spirit. You want to get arrested, man. The fuck are you talking about, man? The only way you can buy and sell is with an actual physical device, something that is worth of value, which they're going to put all that into your damn chip. That's all they're talking about. When you watch all these little different podcasts, I'm not talking about these dumb podcasts, these, the rap podcasts. I'm talking about like the main like science podcasts and, different intellectuals, whistleblower podcasts and all that. when they're being interviewed in certain topics. I was watching one this morning. He's saying, yeah, what's the future? No one knows what the future is, and he's talking to this Edomite saying, yeah, basically AI is the future, which we've been saying. Basically, it's going to become more sophisticated, and everything's going to be more reliable and robotics and all of that than anything in human, human and behave human beings. Basically, everything's going to be more reliable through robotics and AI, and it's going to take over. People's mental state and all that's going to be crushed and all that, because they're going to no longer feel like there's a worth of living no more, because they don't have no life. People rely on work. Certain people rely on work to actually think think that they have some sort of a life. So if you take that away from them, what have they got left? They're just sitting at home in their houses on their laptop day in, day out. Just like a sofa surf. Like there's no life, there's no meaning to their life, man. It's like, what is it? This is just depression, basically. You get paid to stay at home, basically, because that's what you're going to be when you're on them government checks, government welfare, So they're saying that the AI is taking over, and because it's getting so sophisticated in such a short space of a time, people are not able to acclimate and basically to this new way of life. Instead of it happening over like a 10-year, 20-year period, it's going to be happening in less than 5 years. So people will be able to acclimate to technology, just take it over their life, and then just like they're just full useless, because technology is doing all of it. Technology is working. It's doing all this. It's controlling your mind. It's controlling your finances. All these different things. You're just a cyborg, basically. So that's what. And then it was basically saying, yeah, you're going to be controlled by chips. That's basically what he was saying in a nutshell. Why they're saying that? Because all these guys, all these intellectuals and, so-called scholars of history and what's going on in the future, technology, science, all that, they're all insiders, man. They got the inside scoop. Just like that whole Davos thing is basically a meeting for the insiders of what the next phase is. And they all know what the next phase is. The next phase is sticking a chip in everyone, man. They said it in the previous Davos. That's what it's going to be. Now they're enacting on it. Now they're saying 2026. That's why this guy, Elon Musk, said 2026 is going to mass produce biometric devices, chip head implants, and it's going to be done by robots. So that's probably what's going to happen with this Kim Kardashian chick. It's not going to be done by an actual man, a human hand. It's probably going to be done by a robot, man. They're going to put the fucking chip in her brain, and then it's going to be like, yeah, she's the first celebrity to have automated robot put an implant in her brain, and it was successful. And everyone going to praise her, cheers and all that. It's going to be like a big, science experiment that everyone's going to be like excited about it, basically. Because it's part of that. It's part of setting these trends for convenience, man.
This quick one. Exodus 23 and 2, just in relation to our people, though. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. So like you can see all of that going on, but at the end of the day, knowing that we're at odds with the world, you should see that shit and know if the majority of the people are going that way, and the Heavenly Father said that small is the way that leadeth to salvation. You should then know automatically that's a sign for you to go the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But the majority of our people,
you're gonna follow the masses, man.
Gonna follow the masses.
It's that herd mentality, just like the whole C19er. Everyone followed the herd. It was a herd mentality. That's what that whole thing was about. It was an experiment. The Psalm 64 tells you. Esau does a diligent search.
Yeah, exactly.
That means they do all these social experiments to see how people react. And they had that already ordained from, what was they called it? They called it a certain, what was it called? Something 101?
Agenda or something. I know
it was it was actual drill experiment that they did. And then they basically a year before, in October, there was a drill, something called something 101, I can't remember the first word. And then they enacted it in the following year. And that was the whole C19er. Showing you that was a big psyop, man. But that psyop was a social experiment on the whole world. And everyone fell for it through what? Fear-mongering. Through constant programming of your mind and propaganda that these people are dying, multiple numbers, and all these different hospitals, and people are just dropping dead. all the fake videos in China, people just dropping out, and all these different things. It was all fear mongering, man, to make people believe that this shit existed. Why? Because they wanted you to take the vaccine, which was the real pathogen, so you start feeling them side effects and dropping dead. And people are still feeling the effects of them, the side effects of them vaccines, still to this day.
Yeah.
People have still not recovered. One guy was saying his wife was a nurse, or his husband was a nurse, or something like that. He took the shit, and now he's paraplegic, man. He's paralyzed from the neck down. He's done. And he was a doctor, man. And his wife was a nurse. So now she had to. He was a nurse and her wife was a doctor. She basically has to leave her job to look after him now because he's just totally decaying. Since the whole one-liner thing, he took the jab, and then he next day or one day he woke up and he couldn't fucking move. He was paralyzed from the neck down. Now crippling that is. Pun intended. Now crippling that is, man. That's fucked. All because you wanted to believe the hype of this devil and taking that serpent's poison, man. But that's what happens when you trust the devil. That's what the scripture says, never trust thine enemy. What happened to Fauci? He got immunity. This guy that sailed off into the sun, he's probably on a private island. He's probably on Epstein Island somewhere, man, chilling. On the beachfront, man. With some little underage siblings and all that, man. Underage kids. And you know, they said that Greenland, you know, one of the parts of Greenland was Epstein's Island. They gave that up, you know.
Yeah.
So that's showing you that this shit's it's all orchestrated, man. It's all manipulation. It's all psyops. It's all wickedness, man. And this is because this devil's in rulership. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. We've been telling you people this. We told you, Jakes, that this devil's gonna rear his horns, and now he's rearing them. And now you want to, you know, kick up and fuss and cry. Oh, why is he doing this? How can he arrest me and arrest my little kid? We told you this white man was the devil. We told you. You used to laugh at us and mock us. Are you holding up signs? Are you stepping on Jesus? Why are you stepping on Jesus and all that? We told you that's not Jesus. That's the devil, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Jake used to want to fight brothers.
Yeah, he wanted to fight us to the death.
Yeah, I remember that Oxford Circus. Like, what you got horns on Jesus?
Bro, that place, yeah, so not to cut you, but that place, thousands of people are walking on that pavement. You know, everybody used to jump over that sign.
Yeah, bro, I remember,
bro.
I remember.
Thousands of people walking that pavement. As soon as they walk past that sign, they'll either leap over it or wait just to walk around the shit.
Yeah.
There always used to be a gap, like you can't. They'll never go near that sign, bro.
Like,
yeah, they would never walk over that sign.
Yeah.
The amount of people that used to walk around central London, you'd be like, what the fuck is there? Is there a hole in the ground? They used to just see that sign and be like, nah. It's the Cristo, it's the Cristo. Yeah. Blanco. He said, why is there horns on Jesus? Yeah. That's not Jesus, man. That's Cesare Borgia. Yeah. That's the devil, man. That's plastic Jesus. Yeah, step on him, man. Yeah. If you don't worship that devil, if you don't worship a false power, step on that false Messiah right there, man. They're scared for their life. They're thinking that they're going to go to hell. That hell exists and all that shit.
Yeah, I remember one time, bro, and Jake was getting upset, like he would have, why you stop that?
Oh man, I see gal, all that old men, everyone just used to leap around it or leap over it. They'll never step on it, man. And we used to sit there and fight about thousands of, probably hundreds of thousands of people in like 3-4 hours and walk past us, man, in that pavement, man. And they would, every single last person would not step on that fucking sign unless it was told to. I was like, wow, look at this, man. See how the mind control that this one picture has. Yeah. That's what Renaissance art does to you, man. That's pure mind control.
And back in the day, it was packed as well. That was proper Oxford Circus. That was
I'm so bad. Like that's the busiest street in the Europe, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Because we're right in the middle of Night Town and Gap. You know, all the major stores are right there. So you're seeing all these big fucking stores. People just coming in and out, rushing and all that. It's like standing outside Selfridges, bro.
Yeah. It was outside the busiest train station, one of the busiest.
Yeah, the station is right there as well. So it's like, come on, man. It's actually at the exit as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't, how can you not, one person not step on this picture, man? And it's just like, come on, everyone's missing the whole picture. Come on. They used to like queue around it. I remember it was walking, it was slow around, because there were so many people on the pavement, they're walking into the road. they'll walk around it and they'll be like queuing to walk around the fucking sign. Like they're in a queue to go into a concert or something. Like there's a barrier there. Like, what the fuck? But that's what happens, man. That's what the mind tricks can do to you. Esau is the mass magician, man.
2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Yeah, that man of sin has been revealed. Son of perdition has been revealed to us. Now we know that it's talking about Esau, Edom. Because all evils on the earth was multiplied from the start of these damn Edomites, man, going back to the Greeks. But Alexander tells you that in First Maccabees, man. Evils was multiplied on the earth when who? The Greeks, the so-called white man, came into power. That's when all this, everything, you know, even more wickedness was rife in the earth. You know, the Hellenism, the faggotism, the debauchery, that was even more and more excelled and pushed. Especially now, look at America, man. America is the pinnacle of all these different wicked ass systems and ancient kingdoms all rolled into one, man. It's the pinnacle of wickedness, man. Babylon the Great, Sin City, all these places, man, all in one place, Babylon, America. So that's the witch haven of the earth. That's the most corrupt place on the earth, basically. And it's the habitation of these devils, these so-called white people, man. That's their habitation right now. The seed of the wicked. That's modern day Edom, the land of Bosra, Nineveh, all these wicked ancient kingdoms, man, that was once in power and then destroyed. That's America in a nutshell. Spiritually, Egypt and Sodom. Come on, man. That's that great city. People talk about a city, like to say, is just talking about a small little town or whatever. The great city, merchant city, is talking about America, man. They control the fucking earth. Why do you think Trump's doing what he's doing? And he's talking shit about his own fellows, man. Talking down to his own allies. Because they're actually the actual root of all evil, man. When it comes to kingdoms, they're the root, man. They're the harlot that sitteth upon the beast, remember. The beast don't sit upon the harlot. The harlot sits upon the beast. So that means America's the head. And now they're not cleaving to one another, man. I just see the other day. I did the sit down on it. What was it? It was because basically because of Trump, anyway. And he was talking shit about one of his NATO counterparts.
Yeah.
But I did the sit down on it the other day, so they showed, and I basically quoted Daniel's 2, about them not cleaving to one another. And it's true, you know. But this is why things are going the way they are. It's going to ultimately lead to America's annihilation. Because they're not going to cleave to one another no more. There's too much infighting. And like the scripture says, Satan be divided against himself. How should his kingdom stand, man? Shall be brought to desolation. And that's what America's facing right now. It's on its way out. The eighth head cometh out of the seven that shall go into perdition. What was the video? It was that was it. It was EU officially suspends trade deal with the United States. Yeah, so that the EU was separating itself from the harlot. The 10 horns shall be, mad at the whore. Roughly paraphrasing from Revelation 17. The 10 horns shall hate the whore. So that's an example of that. That's why it talks about the 10 toes. They shall not cleave to one another, just like an iron is mixed with miry clay. That's showing you that. Because America's causing too much fucking... How are you going to be threatening and, putting tariffs on your own allies, but then you want them to come to your aid to defend you when it comes to war provocations and all that? It don't make no fucking sense. It's like you're just stabbing everyone in the back, saying fuck you, fuck everyone. Right? That's why they said fuck you. I think that's what the Denmark guy was saying in the conference a week before. Yeah. He was saying fuck you, America. Fuck you. Yeah. And one bitch, she was crying. Bitch from Denmark and all that, she was crying her heart out, man. Because of America and their shenanigans. Everyone's sick of you devils, man. That's why it says in Obadiah, you're greatly despised. You shall be greatly despised amongst the nations. Everyone's coming to find out you can't be trusted, man. You are the ultimate deceiver, manipulators of the earth. You can't trust it. You can't be trusted.
like in 2 Thessalonians 2:4, to oppose and exalt himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. Remember ye not that...
Yeah, how are you going to do that, Slakia? How are you going to show yourself that you are the Most High? Through your technology, through your AI. That's why you're announcing AI is going to be the new Messiah.
Yeah.
It's going to take over all religions.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take over your law and judicial systems.
Yep.
And it's going to take over the workforce. Basically, going to do it. It's going to be all knowing and all seeing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and all powerful, man. You're declaring yourself as the Most High through your technocracy, man, through your technology.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that's the deceits of your hearts, because the Lord's going to show you that you're not the Lord, man. You're not the Most High. You're not no God.
Yeah, that's
You're
right.
mere mortals, man. He's gonna abase you, and put you back in your fucking place, man, where you deserve, where you belong, should I say? You devils have been running around like this for too fucking far long, and that's why, you know, because no one stops you. And you've just been terrorizing the whole earth for so long, all these centuries. You would think that, yeah, no one can stop Esau, basically, but the Lord's gonna stop you, man. When you're about to fill your belly, the Lord's gonna stop you, man, in your tracks. And you are going into slavery. You damn elites. No matter where you're hiding on the earth, you're gonna be the first slaves, man. You can hide all you want. You're going into slavery first. We're gonna make sure you bury them dead bodies in the Middle East and in the Holy Land, because that's gonna be your first job.
Yep. It says, remember ye not, so showing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work.
Yep.
Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Yeah, the mystery of iniquity doth already work, meaning you were already in power back then, 2,000 years ago. That was the first pagan Roman Empire, and then you got reincarnated and reinstated, so shall I say, through the Renaissance period during the mid-1400s. And that was the second leg of the Roman Empire coming back, the deadly wound that was healed. So the mystery of iniquity doth already work, meaning when Yahweh Shai was on the scene with the disciples, you were already in power, and then you came back in this lifetime too, and the Edomites are still back in power, because Esau is the end of the world, man. That's how we know who's ruling the earth right now. You know, because through a process of elimination, all these different nations, we can tell and we can know that it's not the Chinese or the Arabs or, you know, the sons of Japheth or the Hamites that are in power. It's you so-called white people, man. You're the only ones that's in power right now, man. Or the real power of the earth. And the Lord said it's a fulfilling of prophecy, because Esau has to be in power for us to take over. Because Jacob said this at the beginning of it that followeth, man. We're holding the heel of Esau, and we're going to drag you down. We're going to take the kingdom from you, man. So you have to, the people, no matter what, it has to be Esau, Edom in power, man. To fulfill prophecy, the word of the Lord doesn't return unto him void. So you devils are through, man. So the Edomites are not done away with. Fuck what Vocab's saying, or fuck what the two magpies are saying, that Esau can be saved too. Them two guys are demented demons, and they're gonna get tormented and destroyed like the vagabond Jews that they got their asses beat. They probably are them two vagabond Jews. I always think about them vagabond Jews when I think of them two, man, because they was trying to call on the name of the Lord, and then the demons tried to, you know, exorcise the demons, and the demon was like, Yahweh Shai, I know, Paul, I know, but who are you? And then they started whooping their asses. Like, I always think about them two, man, because them two guys are straight up they're you know, they're deceivers, man. They're not true prophets of the Lord, and they don't believe in this truth. They're a bunch of feigners, man. They're a bunch of vagabond Jews, man. The Lord's gonna destroy them too, man. And any other guys that's like them, man. You know.
Psalms 137:7. Remember, O Yahweh, the children of Edom, and the day of Jerusalem, who said, race it, even to the foundation thereof.
Yeah, Esau's always been an enemy of the nation of Israel, man. We've always had controversy with Edom from the beginning, from the inception, from birth. Even before we was even born in the womb, we was fighting, man. was rocking it out, fighting in our mother's room, Rebecca, man, fighting to get out of the womb and tear each other apart, because we've been enemies from the womb, man. We're always gonna be enemies, man. It's never gonna stop. Never gonna stop, man. Even in the kingdom, we're still gonna be enemies. That's why we're gonna have our perpetual foot up their asses, man, for 1,000 years. And then after that 1,000 years, we're gonna burn their asses up and exterminate them, man.
O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewardeth thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones.
Yeah, just like you're grabbing up little children right now, arresting 5-year-olds and all that with your ICE agents. Majority of the guys that are ICE agents are Edomites, man. You know, and they hate Jakes. They got that perpetual hatred against you tribes. You know, so they're showing that hatred by the way they treat you. Grabbing up your kids, you know, treating them like, you know, however they want, terrorizing them and all that, you know. So we're going to return the favor in the kingdom, man. And you know, in times past, you've treated you know, especially during slavery, how you treated our people, man. You know, we've gotten our wives that were pregnant with their babies, stomping them out on the ground, feeding our children to alligators and shit. We ain't forgotten that. So what do you think we're going to do in the kingdom, man? We're going to feed your children to Leviathan. You fed our kids to alligators, we're going to feed your children to Leviathan, man. How about that? You know, we're going to have fun. Just like they show you Clash of the Titans, and they got the bitch, they have to bring a sacrifice, innit? For the Kraken, which is Leviathan, basically. So they have to tie the bitch to the ropes, and then they summon the Kraken and all that. So you release the Kraken, or Zeus was saying, symbolizing that's the Heavenly Father, because that's what Zeus is supposed to symbolize. And then the Kraken will come out of the water and devour his sacrifice. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to sacrifice your children to fucking, we're going to give your children over to Leviathan, man, to play with. Since you wanted to use our children for alligator bait, we're going to see how you like that. Watching your kids getting devoured by a sea monster, man. You know, we're going to have fun, man. Our scripture says our hearts shall meditate terror. We're going to have fun, man. We're going to have games and all of that, torturing you devils. We're going to turn it into a sport. Catch the Edomite and all that. Win a prize and all these type of things. All kinds of shit, man. We're going to be playing, man. You know, you did it to us. Pick a nigga and all that picnic. You did it to us, man. We're going to spoil you, man. Said we're going to boast. We're going to boast ourselves in your slavery. Scriptures say that. We're not going to be upset. We're going to boast ourselves, man. We're going to be proud to be whooping your asses, man. We're going to be bragging and mocking you at the same time. While your kids are getting devoured by wild animals, man. We're going to be mocking you as well, like you were doing to us.
No, literally, man. Happy shall he, as the scripture said, happy shall he be.
Oh, yeah, happy, yeah.
Rewarded thee as thou hast served us, man. It's a rightful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing with the Lord, a righteous thing with the Lord.
Yeah.
For a man to get recompense over his enemies, man.
Yeah, he said happy. He didn't say sad. Sad shall you be. He said happy. You'll be smiling, you'll be drinking your yan, and you're seeing your kids getting, you know, getting fucked up. Seeing you just in despair and crying and weeping your heart out.
Yeah, man.
And that's just gonna make us even more angry. The fact that you're crying, man. That's gonna make us want to whoop your ass even more. You devils ain't seen nothing yet, man. When we get, you're gonna know what torture's all about in the kingdom, man. We're gonna torture you mentally, spiritually, and physically, man. Every day, man. Even in your damn sleep, you're gonna be getting tortured. Send you nothing but nightmares, man. And demons gonna be on you. Because demons ain't gonna be able to fuck with us no more. We're gonna be having sweet dreams, sleeping with our wives or concubines, drinking your yan, enjoying ourselves and all that. Sleep, sweet dreams, man. We're gonna be sleeping nice. We're gonna wake up nice too. You know? Benefits of being a king. Just like my mama said when he was playing King George III. It's lucky. When he was playing King George III, and he was going around grabbing bitches' tits, grabbing the grapes and shit from the titties and their hair and all that, saying, yeah, it's good to be the king. We're gonna be in that kind of spirit while you're there suffering, man. Crying in despair and, you know, terrorized in the brain, mental illnesses and shit. We're gonna be casting all kinds of demons on you. You'll be catching all kind of ailments. You're gonna be getting fucked up day and night, man. mentally, all that. Pure nightmares, man. You ain't gonna have no peaceful nights, man. Even on the Sabbath, man, you're gonna be having nightmares. Sweating in your dreams, man. You know? You're gonna be getting fucked up. It's only right. It's only right, man.
Skills gotta get balanced.
Yeah. What's the time on there?
Basically 150. It's gone like 150.
Give it another 10, 20.
Revelations 13 and 9. If any man have an ear to hear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Yep.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with a sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Man, come on, man. You know how much of a dream come true that's gonna feel like when we get to see our enemies in captivity.
Damn.
You know how much of a blessing that is. To see you devils getting taken down.
That's right. Huh?
See your elites in chains. You know,
Beautiful day.
totally defenseless, man. Not being able to fight back, not being able to buy your way out of slavery, not being able to manipulate and deceive anyone no more. Like all that power that you had, totally broken, man. All that witchcraft, totally gone. You know, the Lord just exposed you, man. Fully exposed you. And now you're in the clutches of our hands, and we can have our way with you. You know how much of a fucking prize that is. And you be out your mind to want to give up that prize, man. Have your enemies in your hand. And that's the ultimate prize right there, man. That's why the Lord says He's going to give us gold scepters in our hands. He read in Revelations 2:25 earlier. And we're going to beat these nations down, man. That's the pleasure, man. That is the actual pleasure. To execute the judgment written. That's a beautiful thing.
That's right, man. Brothers, even with brothers were sharing, you know the video that I played, and brothers shared it in the chat as well, the Minneapolis shooting. And I looked it up on YouTube. People are like, you got people in France saying, yo, you Americans are soft, man, you should be fighting back. If this is our country, the whole country will be off out. People are ready.
No, go ahead. You already know how France do, bro. France will be on fire, bro. Go ahead.
It's, basically, across the globe, people are encouraging each other into insurrection, like, you know what I mean? Like, and everywhere you go, whether it's France, America, here, people are ready to just let loose, man. It's that time, man. It's that time.
America's weak, you know, the West, they're very soft, man. Like Great Britain, same shit. Very soft and weak, man. They don't come out until the last minute, and all of a sudden they build up some courage to want to do something. But anytime something goes down in France, they're rioting the next day. They're not waiting around, man. They don't let shit build up. They just deal with it there and then. That's why they say America's soft, man. Because when shit happens over there, and man are taking the piss, they let man know straight away. They start burning shit down, they start rioting in the street, fucking shit up. They're not waiting around for no one, man. You know, they forced the hand, basically. I think they even forced my man out of office and he had to go into hiding with his fucking husband last week, 2 weeks ago. Man had to dip. Him and his boyfriend, whoever, his fucking lover, had to go into hiding because the French weren't having it no more, man. They ain't standing for it, man. Imagine getting so mad, you know, Trump and all that have to go into a bunker. That's how it's supposed to be. Trump should be in a bunker right now, man, because if the Americans was in their right mind, civil war will be happening as we speak.
That's right, man.
Like that movie Civil War, they showed you in that movie, people just going crazy. You know, there's different type of Americans, different classes of men, you know. The Edomites was basically the only real Americans. Anyone else outside of that, like an immigrant and all that, or a Chinese, he was basically getting shot, taken down, and put in a dump site, a grave, shallow grave. And then they made it to the capital and all hell was breaking loose, man. It was basically like a war zone in the capital. You had to have the military guard in the White House, and somehow they broke in and they managed to get in there and kill the president, man. That's what it was about, killing the president. They took him out. There was all kinds of back and forths, bare gunfire and all that. That's what America's supposed to be on right now, man. Pure chaos. But it's coming. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but that's what that movie showed you, man. Showed you that, you know, America just turned into a nightmare overnight. And all of a sudden, all hell just broke loose. And they wanted the president's head on the stick. All the talking was done. It was done over with, man. Because they realized that the Trump was, you know, a dictator, modern day Hitler, and he ruined their lives basically. And that's what this guy Trump is doing, man. So for some strange reason, he's still got a large following because of the herd mentality of these stupid Americans. But then eventually they're all going to turn around and they're going to want these, like it tells you in Isaiah 13, you know, you're going to be as the chase row. And then 2nd Ezra 15 tells you that they're not going to regard their kings nor princes. The people are going to start losing it, man. Their guns in their hands, more than their guns, the sword. So that time of seditious and proper uproars of the people, that time's coming. Go ahead. I think it's going to happen when this guy, you know, pushes the Insurrection Act, man, because he hasn't invoked it yet. You know, when he invokes it and people start dying by the dozens and thousands, you know, like these heartless murders, and people start, you know, fighting back and busting their gun, and the government's busting their guns back, and, you know, Wild West type shit. That's when they're gonna, you know, storm the White House, basically, storm the towers, and try and take out the president, whether he goes into hiding or fakes he's deaf or whatever, man, you know. It's coming, man. It's coming. This weekend, as we've been saying, they got a fucking mad storm blizzard that's coming. It's just going to cause a major blackout, man. And the blackout could last for up to 7 days. So imagine there's a blackout and at the same time he invokes the Insurrection Act. That's a recipe for disaster right there. That's a perfect scenario for all hell to break loose. There's a blackout. There's no fucking, you know, no lights, no electricity. People are freezing to death in their houses. And on top of that, you got martial law out there. People are going to be going fucking ape shit. Because you already know how people act when they, you know, go 1 or 2 days without food. Imagine 7 days of no electricity, no heat. Your kids are freezing to death. A lot of people gonna die. If that blackout, that could be an orchestrated thing too. You know, Esau got all these weather modification machines and shit like that. You know, wouldn't be surprised if he weatherly modified that whole storm. Either way, it's the judgment of the Lord. But that storm that's coming this weekend in America is no fucking joke. It's a serious blackout. Brother's been talking about it for 3 days now. Yeah. Just by coincidence. So there's no coincidences, man.
No coincidence.
No such thing, man. That shit is probably done on purpose to cause all this more anarchy, man. It's getting ready to be unleashed. That's like the perfect storm, man. The storm before the storm. Quiet before the storm. Go ahead, Oxley.
2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world.
Start from 5.
2nd Ezra 15 and 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction.
That's the times that we're in. We're not in a time of peace, love, and prosperity, and all that madness, man. Mirthdom and all of that. We're in a time of destruction, famine, great evils multiplying in the earth. You know, great death. That's what we're in a time of, man. And it's gonna happen, man. That's why even Ezra said, woe is me. You should live me in those times, man. Times of great evils, of great death, man. It's gonna be so much chaos, and you know, it's just gonna be unheard of. But the Lord's with it, man, because it's the judgment of the Lord. Go ahead.
The wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth.
Yeah, because wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth. Why? Because the seed of the earth, the seed of the wicked is ruling the earth. The earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. And when the wicked bear fruit, the people mourn. So this is the time of seditious behavior. Sedition meaning fighting against the government, man. Storming the towers, so to speak. Wanting justice from the unjust or the unjust, man. And how do you do that? It's got to be revolutionized, man. You got to be a revolutionized, basically, revolutionary, a rebel. People got to rebel. That's the only way, man. All this marching with signs and all that talking and shouting, that shit's done. That shit's never worked, man. You got to actually, you got to enforce shit by the hand of the sword. That's how Esau took over shit. Esau didn't have no fucking marches, and all of a sudden things changed. Esau took over shit by enforcing of the sword, shedding blood. That's how you change shit. That's the only way America's gonna see so-called change. But it's not gonna see no change. It's gonna go into more and more desperation and and the ultimately destruction, man. Because that's America's way. That's just America's last hurrah. So they're gonna go out by violence because they was birthed through violence. That's how America be taken out by violence, man. Ultimately by the ICBM missiles. Go ahead, huh? You can jump to it 14.
14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah, the Lord said, woe unto the people that's on the earth. His destruction is nigh at hand. And one people shall fight against another with swords in their hands. Another word for the sword is the gun. That's why they got the Second Amendment rights over there. People out there brandishing weapons. They even had this fake Black Panther Party brandishing weapons on the road, and the police approached them. And for some strange reason, the police just got back in their vehicles and drove off. And the guy's holding some big long-ass rifles. Like he's ready to shoot the whole street down, man. And he was a Jake on top of that. But that's showing you that America's going to become the Wild Wild West all over again, man. It's going to be shoot or be shot, kill or be killed, man. You know, that's what it's going to become, a straight war zone. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another.
Yeah.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power.
Yeah. So it's the more terrorizing these ICE agents are doing to Jake and all that. Obviously, Jake and are going to get the brunt of it for the most part. But then there's going to be a changing of the tide, so to speak. Towards the end, the Lord's going to put a spirit on Jake, and they're going to revert back to that warrior type spirit, especially like the Native Americans and all that. It's said at the end, the troops shall overcome you, but you shall overcome them in the end. So the Lord going to put a spirit on Jake and turn him back into that warrior type spirit. He's going to rouse up Judah, and then both houses are going to come together. Ephraim, bend the bow of Ephraim and fill the bow. Bend Judah for me and fill the bow of Ephraim, and they're going to fight against thy sons, O Greece, meaning these so-called white men. So the Lord going to put a spirit on Jake, and Jake is going to start wilding, man. Jake ain't always going to be just taking it. Jake's going to be able to start dishing it out too. And Esau's going to be in fucking trouble in that time. And then on top of that, the Lord going to endow certain men, the men of the Lord. When Esau tries to set trip on the men of the Lord, that's when the Lord's going to even, intensify the thing up even more, and then he's going to endow some of these men with spiritual power so they can start, fucking shit up out here, man. And then that's when you're going to start seeing some real warriors out here, or some bloody warpaths, so to speak. You're going to see the real killing machines, man. Because we're natural born weapons, man. We don't need no guns and all this. Really, we're the weapons to just turn us up, Like they say, you're going to turn up. The Lord just needs to just turn us up. He tells you that in Jeremiah, we're the weapons of the Lord's battle axe. These weapons of warfare. With thee will I take down all the nations. So we're the natural born weapons, man. We don't need no guns, really. The Lord just needs to just turn us up, and then we start doing what we're supposed to be doing out here. Taking these motherfuckers out by the dozens, man. By the thousands. Go ahead.
It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power.
Yeah, the course of their action shall stand in the power, meaning is this going to be lawlessness, man. Straight lawlessness, civil disobedience, civil unrest, civil war, nations against nation, brother against brother, kingdom against kingdom. It's coming, man. This is all a recipe. Everything's coming together right now. You can see it. Everything's just been put in that pot, and it's coming to boiling point. It's all caught in a cauldron of war. It's coming to that boiling point. It's flow. The shit's getting too hot out here, man. It's getting too spicy out here.
Because of their pride because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, great tribulation, man. Esau going to be coming, as you said, Esau going to be knocking people's doors down. There's going to be quarantine, martial law. There's going to be curfews, all of that stuff, man. All that good stuff. Yeah. And it's just going to become so lawless and seditious that, Esau's going to have to come with the so-called order, the so-called restored order ab chaos, man. Because there's going to be so much chaos, but at the end of the day, it's only going to keep getting worse and worse. America's never going to be made great again, man. It's going to keep spiraling to the point of no return, which is we can see happening as we speak. America's CTD, circling the drain. About to go down that drain pipe, man. All bets is off. But you just got to wait. That's why you just got to have patience, suffer a little while longer. But we're here, man. We could be towards the end of this year, going into next year, we'll be out of this place, man. But we're here. We're not going to be here for another 5, 10 years. All that BS. Or according to Alazar, 1,000 years. Like, the day of the Lord hasteneth quickly, man. It hasteneth quickly. And we're at the door, man. So that's why we got to keep pushing and keep praying and watching. Because Esau's moving, man. He's making his moves, man, as we speak. While Jake's still, in that lollygag spirit, spirit of mirth. Your enemy's plotting your demise, man. He's planning how to stick this damn chip in you. One way or another, he's going to get that chip in you, man. That's what he's thinking. While you're out there celebrating that spirit of mirth and all this, trying to enjoy life. This is not there's nothing else to enjoy. There's nothing in this life to enjoy. You're in slavery. We need liberation. That's what we can get to enjoy. When you see Yahweh shining in clouds, in the chariots, cutting through the clouds with the angels and the so-called UFOs, that's when we can celebrate and have, be liberated, basically. That's when we can say we're free. We're not free yet, man. We're still in chains. So, unless you got something else to say, put a close on that.
I think that's it, man. Time of judgment, man. It's here.
It's beautiful, man. It's like every week something else is happening, so we always have more and more to talk about. Last week was talking about, what's going to getting ready to happen, and now a week later, it's already kicking off. By next week, who already knows what's going to be happening next week?
Yeah.
By this time next week, they could be saying, yeah, man, talking about the digital ID again, which they talk about this week, but I'm saying they could be putting it back in the books and saying, yeah, we've got to make this mandatory now. Before you know it, we're going to be in that. They're going to make this chip mandatory sooner than you think. Sooner than you think, man. That chip is coming. You can see it. If you're in the right mind, you can see it. You can smell it, man. You can taste it in the air. So, yeah, man. With that, our brothers are edified. Give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Chodash. Shalom to the hopeful and sincere elect, man. See you brothers next week. Shalom.
One sec.
Yeah.